Hey guys, welcome to another episode of PenpaPlus channel. I recently released a video talking about a new Sudoku solving mode. Please do check it out if you haven't already. And I feel it's really amazing how that works. It's smooth and makes Sudoku solving life way much easier on Penpa. But in today's episode, I'm going to talk about another Sudoku feature which is recently added, and again which I feel is pretty cool, is called input output Sudoku button or function, which you see in this top right, I/O Sudoku. And I'm going to show the how it functions and how it can be useful and how it's powerful. To showcase that, let me switch to quickly Sudoku board. So it's new grid board type Sudoku. I want to, let's say, set up a little killer. I don't want 6x6 or 8x8. There is options if you want. Let's say if I just want left diagonal, doesn't matter. This just for sample showing. So and then I click reset. Yes, and I have the Sudoku board, right? And let's say while solving, I switch to Sudoku. This is the mode which I covered in the last video. There is also number mode which I prefer to use while setting the Sudokus. So I will be using number mode today, but do feel to check out Sudoku. In the number mode, I let's say placed bunch of numbers. I'm still in problem setting mode because I'm setting the Sudoku. And let's say I place some random clues, just putting some random numbers here. And let's say you filled out a lot of digits. Oops, not here. 3, 4. I don't know. I'm just randomly. It's possible that this does not even have a solution, but who cares? I'm just just gonna show you this feature. Now let's say you want to you put these numbers, you're making a classic Sudoku or something, and you want to say what if how much progress I can make, and and most of you, or at least some of you, might be aware of this another Sudoku solver, Sudoku Wiki. It's a very powerful solver tool which has a lot of techniques. It explains stepwise solving. At least it tries to cover most of the Sudoku techniques, and most of them. I'm aware of some Sudokus which are not possible to solve using this, but in general, it's pretty good. So I made, or even if some people have some other solver programs which accepts a Sudoku string of 81 digits, and that's what this I/O Sudoku button does. So I entered this bunch of digits, right? And now if I click on this IO Sudoku, there is this text area which you can, it's basically where your output will be generated, or if you want to provide the input to Penpa, this is the area. And there is some bunch of options which I recently added. I'll explain shortly. And then you can see these buttons, import and export, right? So let's say I put these digits in the grid, and now if I click export, what happens? There you go. So you see there is a 81 digit string generated, right? Where the empty cells are denoted by zeros, and then whatever the value is there in the clue cells, that's red. So 002 and so on. I can copy this, go to Sudoku solver, import a Sudoku. There is an option import, and it asks for 81 number string. Paste it. Okay. That's it. So you can see that entire Sudoku was easily portable here to this solver. And similarly, other way around, and let's say if I just check solution count, yeah, probably doesn't exist, right? I can take another sample Sudoku from here just for, let's say pick an example, moderate, okay? And solution count, sorry, this Sudoku, and then I click email this board, right? And if I copy this, I copied this here, 81 digit string, go back to Penpa, right? And I paste here. Actually, before I do that, let's clear this board, right? And that I can do is erase current selection. That is basically to erase, as you can see, it erases all my number mode elements. So that's my number mode. And yes, click yes, erase, done, all numbers gone. Input output Sudoku, I delete this text, control paste my 81 digit, import. And you see all that digits which was here, exact thing gets copied here. And if you are in this, I'm in problem mode, and let's say if you want to copy the solution, I can just click solution mode here, right? Edit solution mode, go back here and solution count, which will give me I copy this 81 digit solution, go back to Penpa, import output Sudoku, control select all, delete, paste my 81 digit, and I'm in the solution mode, and then import. You can see the solution got copied here, and then you can generate your share extra options, generate URL with answer check, and have your answer check enabled for the puzzle, so that when user solves it, Penpa uses this solution to verify against the user's entry, and if it's right, if it matches, then it displays a correct solution message to the user. So this is how you can do import export for standard types, but I will explain this other feature which I added just few days back, which makes it this more powerful and flexible. And that's basically because, for example, let's say if you are creating, so I go back to problem mode, let's delete everything, right? I do also the solution, I don't want anything, so I delete everything, back to grid 0. And let's say you have a big grid, or some, I mean, it's not a Sudoku, some other puzzle, or if it's a Sudoku but in a puzzle hunt style, where it's not like a standard sandwich Sudoku, or maybe you added some top rows, for example. This is another feature, transform, but I'm not going to talk about this. Feel free to explore. Let me add some rows on the top, so I'm just adding top rows, right? So, and then I'll just, I mean, maybe some text here, this is this, oh sorry, is, oops, classic Sudoku, something, just random text. Okay, and now let's see what happens if I do import Sudoku. So I'll do click import, right? And now if I do import, so you can see what happened here, right? Penpa thinks the Sudoku grid lies in the standard position, and so it tries to copy the 81 digits in the standard position which it copied earlier, and that would be right considering the standard sandwich Sudoku grid positioning. But now that you have moved your grid to some other location, or expanded your puzzle, it's located in some other row and column, then I don't want the user to struggle, oh no, they can't use this. No, but now I have added this feature few days back, which allows to resolve this kind of issue. So what I can do is, let me delete these numbers first. Yes, erase numbers and text, everything. If I go to input, it asks for specify the location of the first cell of your Sudoku grid and its size. So now I know, so this is my first column, right? First column, and then second column. So second column, and then in terms of row, it's this one. Don't count this half-sized cells. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So fifth row, second column. So if I go back to input output, I paste my text, row 5, column 2, and the size is 9, but I can specify it. Even if I ignore it, it's fine because the default size is 9 cross 9. And now I click import. There you go, the magic, right? Now it basically, it allows user to define a different starting location for your Sudoku grid. And this feature doesn't stop here, right? Like, let's say delete, I delete this. Yes, let's say if I want to just copy this 3 cross, I mean, if I want to import only this 3 cross 3 square, or 5 by 5 Sudoku, irregular Sudoku, or 6 cross 6, so I can specify that same thing. So I'll give example for 3 by 3 because that's faster and easier for me to type. So row 5, column 2, size, now I know it's 3 by 3 Sudoku, so 3 by 3. And now if I type digits 1 2 3 2 3 1, oops, 2 3 1, what I'm typing, and 3 3 1 2, right? I have this length of string must always be a square length, so it must be length of 1 4 9 16 25 36 49 64 and 9 81. So it must be all, and if it's not, it will throw error. So let's see, let's say if I added extra digit 1, and if I do import, you can see error, number of digits is not a perfect square. So I have added some checkpoints, so that it's mentions to user what is problem. So let's type again 1 2 3 2 3 1 3 1 2, and if I click import, and you can see it imports only that section. So this becomes very handy where you have like multiple grids, like 5, let's say you have overlapping grids, two Sudokus overlapping, and if you want to import solution both the Sudokus, you can do so now by exploiting this feature where you can specify the first cell as this for one Sudoku and click import, and then so if I click import again in some other location, make a note that these existing numbers are not erased, they stay as it is. So like for example 1 2 3 2 3 1 3 1 2, and if I change, let's say row 7 and column 5, right? Row 7 and not row 7, sorry, let's say row 10 and column 5. Yeah, column 5 and same size 3. If I click import, you can see it imports in the other location. It doesn't affect this existing digits here. So you can see how powerful this tool this feature can be if you use it in a right way, and it allows the flexibility for your grid design to be wherever it want and however you would like it. And the final feature which I want to explain is ignore pencil marks, right? And the ignore pencil marks, and you can see it's LMS values, and that's basically if you're solving, for example, in Sudoku mode, the corner and center digits, right? If you have these pencil marks like this, right? So the Penpa doesn't know whether to treat these pencil marks as actual Sudoku digits or ignore. It will just consider for Penpa, it's like oh, there is a number in this cell. So when you try to export with these pencil marks, it might throw error, right? Let's see what happened. Export. So you can see it says, oh, actually it is able to export because I have specified a row, column and size. So that reminds me to tell you that this feature of selective row, column and size works for export button as well. So let me remove this. Okay, so remove everything, so it's default. Now if I click export, you can see some cells have more than one digit, which is correct, right? Because we have some cells which is kind of not defined to Penpa that it contains a single digit. But here is the magic happening. If you click this ignore pencil marks, it will ignore these things. And if I now export now, note that it will try to export, let me switch to surface. It will try to export these 9 by 9 grid which starts at this first cell here. Because as I said, Penpa thinks this is the starting cell. So go back to import export. I know that this is row 5 column 2. So row 5 column 2 and size is 9 by 9. That's fine. And ignore pencil marks and export. There you go. So, and if you want to see this, I can copy this, go back to Sudoku solver, import, just to showcase if it exported correctly. Okay, and you can see 1 2 3 2 3 1 3 1 2 1 2 3 2 3 1 3 1 2, right? It exports that. So this is all I had today for you guys to showcase this input output Sudoku, which is kind of compatible with Sudoku solver, Sudoku wiki solver, and also some other Sudoku solvers which accepts the Sudoku in terms of 81 digit string. And I know that some of the Sudoku solvers spits out 81 digits in terms of digit and dots for blank spaces. So I have added that flexibility. As you can see, read here that Penpa will accept. So for example, I'll show you the example. Let me erase again. Okay, not surface, number mode, erase everything. Yes. And now if I go to share, I guess, no, sorry, input output Sudoku and 5 rows 2 column, and I want, let's say, size 2 by 2 Sudoku, just to showcase this example. So I can enter digits as 1020, which I already showed you it works, or 1 dot 2 dot. So you can have dots denoting the blank spaces, and Penpa will take care of the rest. If I click import, you can see 1 dot 2 dot. So it's pretty flexible in that regards. I hope you like this feature and start using this feature more in future. If again, as usual, if you have any feedback, please let me know through comments under the video, or you can send me an email at penpaplus@gmail.com. Please don't forget to hit like button and subscribe this channel to stay tuned with all the new features happening in Penpa. Till then, take care guys. Happy weekend.